Okay, today we're going to be removing the transmission oil pan on the 923. We're going to be using your technical maintenance order, the 272-23-3, and it's going to be work order 362. Okay. To give a better overall picture of what we're going to be doing, we're going to go ahead. First step would be removing this bolt right here. It's a 3/4 inch hex head bolt. Okay. And then there might be a wire tie that is strapped around this wire tube that secures these transmission hoses. Okay. Then we're going to go remove 21 bolts. They're 1/2 inch socket from this transmission pan. Then when we drop the pan, this filter is going to be exposed. Then it's going to be another 1/2 inch socket bolt that holds this filter pan on. Okay, and then when you drop that, then your suction tube will be exposed. We'll pull this suction tube down and replace this O-ring. Okay, the kit that you get from Eriks Military will have this filter pan, will have a new suction tube, and it will have this O-ring. And I will show you that kit here in a bit. But when we do this, you will always keep the dipstick in this fill tube. Don't remove this the dipstick, because we don't want dirt to get in and out of this pan as we remove it and as we reinstall it. And we're also going to keep this fill tube attached, like I said, to this filter pan, to the transmission pan. Okay, we're not going to remove that. Even though there's a procedure in the step to remove that, we're not. Leave that on the pan. Okay, the filter kit that we get, like I say, it comes from Eriks Military. And let me just unpack it right here. You get your fill tube right here. Okay, we'll put that to the side. You'll get a new gasket. Okay, let me zoom out of here. There we go. Okay, you'll get a new gasket. Okay, this is your filter, your pan filter. And then this will be the bottom of it. It will, okay, this will be the top of it. Your fill tube stick will stick in there like so. And then you also get another stopper, just in case if your transmission has a smaller pickup tube than what the 923s have. It comes with that. But the ones that are installed in the filter are the ones that you'll need for the 923s. Okay. Then, in the bottom of the box, you'll also receive the 2 O-rings. Okay. Therefore, the different size pickup tubes. So that's what you get in the filter kit. And we'll also be using the Napa Gold filter 1268. That'll be the filter we'll be using for your external filter. remove this dipstick, and I got to remove that bolt right there. We'll see how this works. I don't know. Okay, as you can see, I got the bolt out, and it is a 3/4 inch bolt. Okay, the next thing in the book says after I remove that bolt, that there's wire ties that I had to cut. Well, there's no wire ties connected to this dipstick fill tube. So next step is to remove all these 21 bolts, and I'm going to use an air hose and an air ratchet, and I'll have this off in a jiffy. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, now I'll shut this off and continue on here. Okay, now that I got just 2 screws holding it, this, you can tell this pan's ready to come down. Do the final drain plug here, and just to make sure that there's nothing in the pan that's going to dump in my face. Let's see here. Whoa, crap. Of course I had to make a mess down here. Missed the bucket, see? Missing a bucket again. There we go. The wind's picking up. There we go. Okay. So let me put the drain plug over here. Hold this up there because of the wind. Never fails here in Wyoming. And as soon as it stops becoming a steady stream, I'll put the plug back in, then I'll drop the pan. That's good enough. Alrighty. Let me put the plug back in. Well, as you can see, I dropped the pan, and there's your filter right there. Here's your servos for your, most likely that's your first gear, second. There's another servo over there. It's not too much different than my M923 transmission. A little bit more modern than the 1950s, but yeah. So let me wipe all this down so it stops raining oil, and then I'll take the pan out and see what's in the bottom of the pan. Okay. Okay, clean that up. I don't want this exposed to the weather, to the wind as much as possible, so what I want to do is get the new filter on and okay, so let's see, well, we basically stopped dripping. Okay. But like I say, it only took me about 5 minutes to drop the cover because I had an air wrench. So, okay. Now, let me clean all this up. And we'll slide this out and see what we got in the pan. Okay, let's see if I can't drain this into this bucket without it. Here we go. That didn't plan on doing that, but it worked. A little awkward with one hand and filming up the other. Okay, drained enough. This is what we have left in the bottom of the pan. Nothing but just a little light film of black sludge, and that's it. I mean, it's basically it's clean as heck. So there's the magnet right there, and this is what we got. That's it. So I'm just going to clean this out. Okay, use 2 hands for this. Okay, now I got the pan cleaned. I secured the gaskets with thread. You can see little threads right there. That will keep the gasket in place when I try to install it. Am I worried about the threads being in there? No. They're not, as long as they're not inside the pan, I don't care. But I cut off all the excess, so the threads are going to stay. But that should hold that gasket on there until I get it up. Okay. Okay. Now I got the filter off. When you pull that filter, guys, or women, you're going to get another quart of oil coming out of this pipe and off the top of the filter. So have another bucket available. Yeah. You think you got all the oil drained until you pull this bolt. I wasn't able to record it coming down, but I recorded the reverse going up. But when this thing comes down, you're going to have a massive oil flow. Okay, so what we got to do, this is the top part. This goes up against the transmission. That rubber stopper right there is going to fit inside that pickup tube. I'm going to use the same pickup tube. All I did is just you just pull this down like so, and there's an O-ring right there. So, and that comes with the kit. So we can get my camera out of the way of the oil ring here. So you just push that back up again, and then okay, there we go. Okay, now just got to stick that in the hole like so. I'm gonna have to use two hands, but you guys get the gist of it. Okay, I get the filter back in. Now it's time to get the pan in. Doing this job is like the Chinese torture test. You constantly have oil dripping on you if you're underneath this thing. So you want to get this thing off, on, and the pan on as quick as you can, because otherwise it's going to drive you crazy with all this oil dripping on you. So let's get this pan back up and get this job done with. Okay, got her all bolted in, torqued down. All I have to do now is put that 3/4 inch bolt back up there, and then it's done for this part. I'm not going to fill service in this. It's just a matter of pouring oil into that thing. I could say Nelson Studios, Ken Nelson has a good video on that aspect of this task. So all I have to do is put in that spin-on filter up in their engine and service it, and see what happens.